Gentlemen, the last time you were intimate or attempted to be, did you notice the change? Not merely in performance, but in the actual physical appearance before anything began. Perhaps you've stood before the mirror and realized, this doesn't match my memory. This isn't how it appeared before. Here's the real explanation. The expandable tissue is undergoing cellular-level contraction. It's known as corporal fibrosis. And past age 60, the process speeds up. The blood vessels supplying that tissue are narrowing, some by up to 40% compared to your 30s. But here's the key detail rarely mentioned. What you're observing in the mirror right now, that reduced, relaxed size, isn't irreversible shrinkage. It's not your updated normal. It's a limitation. Your tissue remains in a persistently underfilled condition due to impaired circulation. Today, I'll reveal how a simple $2 kitchen staple, likely right beside your flower at this moment, can help counteract the vascular narrowing that's diminishing your size. Before we dive into the full method, you need to grasp what's truly occurring in your body. If you're like the majority of men I've assisted, you've begun accepting this as inevitable aging, your body locked into permanent decline. Imagine your arteries as garden hoses transporting fluid across your system. For years, they functioned flawlessly, but accumulated inflammation, suboptimal nutrition, chronic stress, and typical aging have introduced kinks in those hoses. Reduced pressure makes the hose appear smaller and feel less robust, yet the hose material hasn't contracted, only the flow has weakened. Currently, your penile blood vessels are those restricted hoses, and the erectile chamber tissue awaits restored pressure to reach full expansion. Let me outline what this limitation feels like in everyday experiences. See if any resonate deeply. You rise in the morning without a natural erection. Occasionally one appears, but it's softer than before, and dissipates swiftly, sometimes before you leave the bed. During an intimate encounter, your mind is fully involved. The urge exists. You desire to engage, yet your body lags, taking 5-10 minutes to respond, or occasionally failing to reach complete readiness. You attain partial hardness, but not the solid feel you recall, not the assurance you once possessed. It seems like operating at 60% or 70% of prior capacity. In the shower or while dressing, you observe it appears smaller than in the past. Even flaccid, not hugely different, but evidently so, perhaps half an inch or greater. That's not true shrinkage. To be explicit, that's your tissue held in an ongoing underinflated condition from restricted blood delivery. The capacity remains, the tissue exists, but circulation isn't delivering adequately. And here's the exasperating aspect. You've likely experimented already, supplements, perhaps prescriptions, and saw partial gains, yet they stalled or varied frustratingly. One day effective, the next, identical intake, similar setting, minimal effect. That variability breeds worry. You question if it's mental. You introduce performance pressure, worsening the cycle. I'm Nancy, and I've spent over a decade as a health educator focused on natural approaches to men's vascular and sexual wellness, sharing through health desires. In my work, I've guided thousands of men who entered convinced their reduced size and capability were fixed. Most discovered otherwise. What they, and likely you, experience is reversible vascular limitation, not irreversible structural loss or untreatable harm. Limitation. The approach I share targets those precise underlying factors. I've observed outcomes with over 400 men following this method, ages 58 to 81, average 67. When the core issue is tackled and the internal setting optimized, the response can be striking. But before detailing the complete 4-step method, I want to demonstrate something tangible, because you've encountered unfulfilled claims before. So let me prove within the coming 24 hours that your vascular network remains capable of response. Here's your initial check, revealing if your smooth muscle can still relax and expand under proper conditions. Tonight, before sleep, dissolve 1/4 teaspoon of aluminum-free baking soda in 8 Oz of water. Stir fully until dissolved. Drink it. That's all. Tomorrow morning, observe your initial urination closely. Not merely occurrence, but force, stream strength, width, direction. If the flow strengthens noticeably, fuller pressure, broader stream, sharper arc, even altered sound upon hitting the bowl, that's your vascular system reacting. That's evidence your smooth muscle dilates when the environment improves. Importantly, the same smooth muscle lining your urinary pathway also lines erectile chambers. Response in one indicates response in the other. Some also report clearer, less hazy morning urine, indicating better clearance of metabolic debris. But here's the vital note. A single dose only briefly adjusts surface acidity. It offers a glimpse of potential. The chronic limitation impacting erectile tissue built over years demands a structured sequence. One dose hints. The complete method rebuilds foundational function. To see why one dose falls short, examine the erectile tissue mechanics. Your erection involves 3 chambers, 2 corpora cavernosa on top, 1 corpus spongiosum below encircling the urethra. Picture them as sponges within a restrictive sheath. Inflow under pressure fills and expands the sponges against the sheath, producing rigidity and increased dimensions. Pure hydraulics. After 60, changes occur. The sponges develop scarring, fibrosis. Each absent full morning erection allows slight stiffening, reduced pliability, like an unused rubber band losing stretch. Most urologists address symptoms, not the deeper vascular setting. The scarring isn't primary. The acidic internal milieu drives it. A blood pH drop of even 0.1–0.2 points induces endothelial issues. The vessel lining produces less nitric oxide efficiently. Without sufficient nitric oxide, vessels stay narrowed. It's forcing fluid through a narrow straw instead of a wide pipe. Limited fill. Research indicates men over 60 average 0.2 more acidic blood pH than in their 30s. Seemingly minor, but in tiny penile arteries, already 40% narrower from aging, it's devastating, potentially reducing flow to 30% or lower of youthful levels. This explains delayed, incomplete, erratic physical response despite mental arousal. It's mechanical, not mindset. The inconsistency stems from daily pH swings, diet, hydration, stress, sleep. Alkaline-leaning days allow supplements or meds to succeed. Acidic days cause failure. Stress compounds it. Cortisol raises acidity, spiraling the issue. Shifting to alkaline changes the equation. Many try nitric oxide precursors, arginine, citrulline, or PDE5 meds like sildenafil, tadalafil, gaining partial, inconsistent results. Why? They boost nitric oxide production, more fuel, but acidic conditions degrade it rapidly, like filling a leaking container. One client said, "I invested $400 in supplements over months, arginine, citrulline blends from ads, and achieved success perhaps 1 in 3 tries. Felt like my system resisted despite efforts." Precisely. Supplements generated nitric oxide, but acidity destroyed it quickly. Nitric oxide half-life: 3–5 seconds in acid, 2–3 minutes in alkaline. Brief vessel opening versus sustained dilation for full chamber fill. Topical options offer temporary surface effects, warmth, minor plumping, but ignore systemic acidity. Symptom cover-up, not root fix. The core barrier: hostile internal environment to sustained vascular expansion. Subscribe now to Health Desires. The sequence and timing are crucial. Miss upcoming details on foods that enhance or ruin this and results stay partial. Follow steps yet see only 50% gains? Likely dietary interference. Hit subscribe for the full framework. Now, the method that transforms. Follow sequentially. Each builds on prior. Skipping yields partial outcomes. The bicarbonate method has 4 steps, each enabling the next. Step 1. Morning alkalizer, foundation week. Shift baseline pH alkaline. First thing upon waking, before coffee, food, phone, 1/4 teaspoon aluminum-free baking soda, Bob's Red Mill or Arm & Hammer aluminum-free, in 8 Oz filtered water. Add juice from half-fresh lemon, not bottled. Stir until dissolved. Drink. Baking soda buffers. Lemon metabolizes alkaline. Within 30 minutes, systemic acidity decreases, pH trends alkaline. Early signs, 48 hours. Stronger morning urine, fuller force, wider stream, different tone. Urinary smooth muscle responds, erectile follows. Some note clearer urine, efficient waste flush. Step 2. Nitric oxide window. Begin day 5, after baseline pH adjustment. Take L-citrulline, optimal 500-1000 ballarm, or L-arginine 30 minutes post-morning drink. Timing critical. Alkaline environment extends nitric oxide life. Brief dilation becomes sustained, enabling fuller chamber engorgement. Many stop here. 70-80% firmness feels sufficient. But fibrotic tissue caps expansion. Blood arrives, tissue resists full accommodation. Step 3. Tissue soak, days 10-20. Address fibrosis directly. 3x week, e.g., Mon, Wed, Fry, 15 minutes each. Fill shallow basin with warm, not hot water. Add 2 TBSP baking soda. Dissolve. Soak area. Creates local alkalinity. Osmosis draws waste from tissue. Fibrotic areas soften, regain pliability. Feedback within week. Healthier appearance, improved color, less thinned look. Flexed, fuller, not shrunken. Enhanced microcirculation. Vessels dilate, nourishing starved tissue. Men report, it stopped looking dormant. I recognized it again. Step 4. Consistency lock-in, day 21 plus. Maintain gains, 5 days on, Monfray, 2 off, Sat Sun. Morning bicarbonate drink during on days. Pulsing avoids adaptation. Kidneys maintain natural bicarbonate production. Like training, stress, recover, strengthen. By week 3, baseline flaccid size visibly larger. Not growth, but release from chronic constriction. Vessels dilate. Tissue properly perfused. Week 4 plus. Firmer, quicker, longer-lasting erections. Peak in 2 to 3 minutes versus 10 to 15. 2 amplifiers for superior results. Animal protein timing. High-protein meals, steak, eggs, generate acids, sulfuric, phosphoric, for 3 to 4 hours, dropping pH. Morning bacon undoes alkalinity. Solution, alkaline mornings, berries, melons, oats, plant proteins. Reserve meat for dinner, 6 p.m. plus. Nighttime alkaline aids repair during sleep, growth hormone release. Beetroot powder 1 TBSP afternoon, 3-4 p.m. in water, smoothie. Beets supply nitrates converting to nitric oxide, efficiently in alkaline, 70-80% versus 20% acidic. Pairs with prior alkalinity for secondary nitric oxide boost. Perfect for evening energy intimacy. Men adding these report 40 to 50% better outcomes, surpassing even 5-year-ago baselines. Timeline expectations. No overnight miracles. 30-60-day vascular rebuild. 48 to 72 hours. Urine flow improves. First indicator. Week 1, morning erections return, partial at first. Weeks 2 to 3, flaccid size increase noticeable. Week 4, full current max erectile capacity, quicker response, better firmness. From my tracking, 400 plus men, AVG. 67, 30 days, 82% regain morning erections 3-4 exes week, 76% see 0.5, 0.8. Flaccid gain, 71% faster, better firmness. 60 days, 88% consistent function, often reduced, no meds. 79% partners notice difference. Beyond numbers, intimacy avoidance ended. Mental burden vanished. I see myself again, not size obsession, but normalcy. Safety notes. Use aluminum-free baking soda only. High BP or meds. Consult doctor. Sodium content. Kidney issues. Medical supervision required. Soaks. Skip if broken skin, infection. Rinse after to avoid dryness. This is 30-60-day optimization, not instant or medical substitute. Severe low T or ED needs urologist evaluation. Gentlemen, act now. Comment day 1 starting tomorrow. Public commitment boosts follow-through 60% per studies. Questions? Drop below. I read and reply to many. Share with one man who needs this. This is Nancy. See you in the next update on Health Desires.